Welcome back to my channel. Recently we've been covering single pigment colors that are in my palette on this channel, and this is the first week where we just have a little sheet. We've had some weeks where we've had both a little sheet and a big sheet, but I have a very small collection of single pigment oranges. I only have 8, and so we're just going to use a little sheet for this. So I'm going to write out all the pigment numbers and their names, and then we'll get into swatching them. Alright, as you can see, it's a pretty small collection of oranges, but I do really like the oranges that are part of it. So first up we have P020. The one I have in my palette is Cosmic Creations Papaya. I like this orange. It's quite bright. It's pretty opaque most of the time, and it's just sort of a fun, really bright orange. Then we have Titan Red, which is White Knight's P036. This is a newer addition to my palette. I bought I can't remember if I bought a tube or I bought a pan secondhand from Facebook, just because I wanted to try out the pigment. I do like it. It does lean towards the oranges I tend to like more mixed, which are the sort of burnt, darker oranges. Quinacridone Burnt Orange by Daniel Smith is P048. It's used in a lot of quinacridone gold mixes. I have had a tube of it since before I discovered quinacridone gold, and have actually just purchased my second tube of it, and really like it. It's just an all-around great sort of orange for getting moody colors. I also have genuine Quin Gold in my palette. So this is Cosmic Creations Phoenix. It is P049. There aren't that many brands that still make the genuine version of quinacridone gold. I honestly can't think of any off the top of my head other than Laura, who doesn't actually have it in the shop very often. It's sort of one of those one-off colors. If you see it, you should grab it, because you never know when it's going to come back. But it is really pretty, and it's fun to see what the genuine version actually looks like. Then we have Cutie by Cosmic Creations, which is P062. We have 2 versions of this pigment. There isn't a huge difference between either of them, though the Cosmic Creations one I do find a little bit more orange than the Winsor Newton version. So let's look at the Winsor Newton version. You can see that the Winsor Newton one just like looks a little bit paler. It's not as orange. And I don't dislike it. It's just like they're different. Then we have Saturn Red by Schmincke, which is P064. It's very orange, and sort of a color that I don't really use unless it's used in a mix. It's just not my preferred orange. I was trying to find a replacement for an orange that was out of stock in my palette, and based on online swatches it looked similar, and it really wasn't. And then we have Rosa Gallery's Flame Red, which is P073 on my pan. And I'm saying that because there are lots of different swatch pigment numbers around for the Rosa Gallery's paints. And even at my local store, I've seen pans have different numbers than what are advertised. And so just if you're looking for a specific version, you really have to go in person and look at the actual pan. I don't find a huge difference between P073 and P064. And so because of the consistency issues in the Rosa Gallery paints, I'd probably just buy the Schmincke Saturn Red. I haven't actually found any granulating mixes that use the Flame Red, so I just stick to the one that I know and can consistently get. But there are definitely other oranges like Quinacridone Burnt Orange by Daniel Smith that are always in my palette. Cosmic Creations Phoenix, while not being my absolute favorite Quin Gold mix, that goes to Daniel Smith. It is an absolutely fabulous paint, and it's really fun to have the actual genuine Quin Gold in my palette. When it comes to bright oranges, you can't go wrong with either of these three. The Winsor Noon one is quite readily available at most art stores, but I do prefer Laura's formulation as I just find it flows better on paper. Overall though, I do like my quite small collection of oranges, and I'm so happy about this color. They're great. Let me know if there's any oranges I'm missing. So far I've received some really great color suggestions from this project, so I'm interested to see what I should add to the oranges, because it feels very small compared to the rest of my palette. So I'm interested to hear what people like as either their convenience oranges or their single pigment oranges. Thanks for watching.